So look, I don't know if anybody else expected it, but I figured that the Nuggets were going to get blown out in Game 7 by the Thunder simply because, one, Aaron Gordon was not healthy. You can tell with his hamstring. It was a grade 2 strain, similar to OG Anunoby. So the fact that he was able to play was a miracle. But also the way they were defending the Nuggets, once you take away the Murray-Jokic pick and roll and you are daring Christian Braun to beat you, he ain't gonna do it. Michael Porter Jr. was not gonna beat you. Michael Porter Jr. is already hurt with the left shoulder strain, and his shot is he was so hit and miss in this playoffs. You needed a Herculean effort from Jokic and Murray. They both had to go off for 30 plus, and that wasn't happening. Once OKC started hitting their threes, started hitting their shots, and then SGA showed you who the real MVP was this year. He had 35 points in a closeout game. This game was over by the third quarter. In fact, let's be honest, this game was over by halftime. You can tell where the momentum was going. There was no way the Nuggets were going to come back. This is their second Game 7 this playoff, this postseason. They won 7 games with the Clippers. They won 7 games with OKC. They were gassed. They were gassed. If it wasn't for the Herculean effort by Strother in Game 6, they'd probably lose in 6, if we're being honest. So, congrats to the OKC Thunder. We got the matchup that I think everybody wanted to see. The Minnesota Timberwolves Ant-Man versus the MVP and the young OKC Thunder with SGA. It's going to be a great matchup. I already know it's going to be Jaden McDaniels on SGA. They're not going to just put Ant-Man on him like that and get him in foul trouble. That's not happening. But just for the end of this year, the Nuggets, it was kind of a hectic end to their season, firing Michael Malone with like a week left in the season to go. And the fact that David Alderman helped them get at least to the second round, even though they got blown out in Game 7, is still something, you can probably hang your hat on a little bit. But if you're Jokic, you're like, I need some more help. Christian Braun, great defender, but he's not a shooter like that. Peyton Watson, great defender. He's not a shooter like that. He's a liability on the floor on offense. When everybody's keying in on me, he couldn't trust his teammates to hit a shot today. He couldn't do it. They couldn't hit shots. Aaron Gordon wasn't healthy. He couldn't get to the rim he couldn't get his explosion. You could tell he could not explode off of his hamstring like he would want to. So, again, he was hampered, a little bit of a liability on defense as well. Yeah, you can get your juices flowing in the first quarter. Yeah, because you got all the adrenaline. Let's get it, let's go. But as the game wears on, you'll start to see he shouldn't have been out. He shouldn't have been out there. It was you know what though? But it does speak life about you and your teammates. To your teammates, like, okay, even if, I'm not healthy, I'm still going to give it my best. But their best obviously was not good enough. And the OKC Thunder, Oklahoma City, are going to be facing the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm excited for that matchup. If you're the Nuggets, you definitely got to make some type of roster adjustments because Jokic is, right now, wasting his prime in Denver. Right now, he doesn't have that much help. If Michael Porter Jr. can't hit a 3, what good else is he to you? Russell Westbrook, although he's a great bench player right now in his career, he's Mr. Jekyll and Hyde. That's his game. Christian Braun, he's going to get better. I would still keep him. But other than that, man, you got to find someone to truly replace KCP. Someone who's a knockdown shooter, like a real knockdown shooter who can actually defend. You need a little bit more youth and some more veteran leadership on that bench. So when they do come into the game, they know what they're doing. Because some of the turnovers when Russ and Strother got into the game was unexplainable. Seriously. So the Nuggets have some work to do. But if you're the Thunder, congrats. You got out of the second round. And now you get to see what you're made of with Minnesota Timberwolves because Ant-Man's been waiting. Julius Randle's been waiting. They've been watching. Jaden McDaniels is waiting for you. If Christian Braun was able to do a decent job on SGA, what you think Jaden McDaniels is going to do? So I'm excited for it. I'll talk about that matchup when it happens a little bit later on this week. But blowout. But if you're a Thunder fan, rejoice. And if you're a Nuggets fan, it's time to get to work.